Hello and welcome to Malekith's level up. We are gonna get right into it. So first off, we have upkeep minus 50% on Blackguard Nagaron, Dread Spears, Bleak Swords, and Dark Shards. Now, the only ones you're really gonna care about are Dread Spears early game and Dark
Abominable
Shards.
snow.
You're gonna care about the Dread Spears because they're gonna be your front line guarding your Dark Shards so the Dark Shards can deal damage. The reason why I say don't care about Bleak Swords or Blackguard Nagaron is because effectively Dread Spears do both of their jobs better. Dread Spears are able to hold the line and deal with anti-large stuff, while Blackguard is better, slightly better stats with armor piercing, but you have armor piercing with the Dark Shards, so it doesn't even matter. These guys don't have shields, and it takes them until tier 4? Yeah, tier 4 to recruit them. And by the time you get there, you already will have a couple of armies filled with Reaper Bow Throwers, Dark Shards with shields, actual Dark Shards, maybe Shades, or even working on like getting Hydra armies. Like that, you have so many other choices that are just better. And looking at this building, I don't think you need that public order because Cold War Knights are not that good. But anyways, let's get into his skills. First off, we're going to place 1 point into Route Marcher. And then this is the choice you have where you can go down the magic path, which Malekith does pretty good with the magic. But you also probably want to get Dread Slaver so that you can get more slaves, which means your economy will be boosted up more. As you can read, this is specifically Dark Elf specific stuff. Now, you may not want the slaves immediately because they do provide a public order penalty the more you have.
The true king.
And only you can reduce that with the building. And maybe some research. But anyways, if you do decide to go get the more slaves, I suggest you placing 3 points in there, and then with the last point, you can either do public order, which you will have public order problems, or you get infamous raider. Don't bother get server die, recruitment costs isn't gonna matter, but you from sacking settlements and looting settlements, ooh, that's just so much more extra money. And then you do Draft Master and then Lightning Strike. And that is it for there. Next point I would suggest doing is Chillwind, unless you have Tyrant unlocked. And the reason why we do Tyrant instead of War Leader, yes, gives you upkeep reduction and income from post-battle loot for everyone. That is nice, but the rest of this is sort of good, but not really as good because there's one thing that Tyrant has, and that is income from slaves plus 20%, slave decline rate minus 10%, slave public order penalty minus 15%. This right here, considering you can't like churn off slaves, and that is where most of your income is coming from, is slaves, this just makes things 10 times better. Like, this is just such a good ability. Looking here, more diplomatic relations with Dark Elves, so you can make those confederation. When owning faction favored corruption 10 plus 10 when in own region, that's helpful. Plus 10 public order, local province. This also is helpful. Like, this provides like new fledgling provinces you have, just better stuff. Tax rate increase, construction cost decrease, construction time decrease, growth increase, and Tyrant is just straight up money. Money in public order. That is just better than getting better stuff with only Malekith, faction-wide Lord recruit rank. You can offset that with buildings. Nice. Like, don't get me wrong, War Leader is a good tree. It's just that Tyrant just has better stuff in its tree. So, you grab that when you can. We'll go down the red tree sooner or later. I'll leave that point there. But for magic, you grab Trillwind, Word of Pain, and Blade. Wait. Now, I calculated it out. You do have enough points to grab Spiteful Conjuration, but then don't do the second point of Word of Pain, as you will want the points. You want to use as least amount of points and just get up to the Arcane Counterweight as fast as possible. And to other things like Lightning Strike, gain the Tyrant tree done. But basically, then here you go Magic Reserves, Soul Stealer, Bolt, Arcane Conduit. Grab Seraphon because Dragon is really good mount compared to these other two. I mean, you could go for the Cold One Chariot, but I'd rather have Malekith on foot and get that good mount and get some other good stuff. Like Absolute Power is nice. Ward of Cain is nice. Statistic is nice. And Eternal Hatred is actually also nice. Now for the red tree. First we grab that just because we can't need to. Now what you're going to be doing is 3 points to do Chief Master and Raid Leader. Raid Leader so that you get those missile strength and melee defense for shades. You do Shaft Master for extra ammunition and reload time reduction for bolt throwers and dark shards. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. And then you do Rally, and then what you can do is grab Ravager. If you're at this point and you're able to get shades and you have your army filled with shades, then maybe just go with Ravager rewards. But you can also go for Call the Unworthy for the Dark Shards and Reaper Bolt Throwers, which will be useful because more missile strength helps out, and having missile resistance also helps, especially when Dark Shards have shields. So now you are same 5 with 2 points left. I could say that see someone removing Eternal Hatred or Sadistic or both, and you just placing it into, I don't know, Quartermaster to get Renowned and Feared. Or using the last 2 points, especially grabbing Spiteful Conjuration and then maybe Earthing. Like, this is how its tree looks. What I would try to do. But I would say definitely do not skip out on the Ward of Cain, because him being on Seraphon makes him a big target, and his biggest weakness will be missiles. So giving that extra resistance will be very helpful. Absolute Power just helps because that extra melee defense and leadership will allow your units to survive a little bit more. I believe he gets it too, so getting that +5 melee defense will help. Don't really need that weapon strength, and you don't really need to stick too much. So you could place this somewhere else. You could probably lower your upkeep even more and get Renowned and Feared for that extra movement range and upkeep reduction, but I don't really think as Dark Elves you're gonna need it. So yeah, that's Malekith. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys learned something on how to level up your lords. I hope this video will help you in the future of you going to the higher difficulties. This has been me, Kelsey Drake, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.